A mom-to-be paid thousands for a unique delivery.
It's a birthing center.
You wanted a water birth.
But with the baby on the way,
You went into labor when?
June 22nd.
the midwife was MIA.
You were at another client's birth on the 22nd. Who was supposed to meet her there?
My other licensed midwife.
I never agreed for Jade to deliver my baby.
It doesn't matter what you say you agree to.
This is Judge Judy.
Miss Leos, you hired the defendant to act as sort of a midwife to deliver your baby. Is that your first baby?
Yes, correct.
And you wanted a water birth.
Correct.
How did you find her?
My mother had drove past her facility and she told me about it.
Is it a medical type facility? What is it?
Yeah,
Describe it.
it's a birthing center.
How long has it been there?
Just a year.
Are you the owner?
Yes.
Is it a suite of rooms that you have? Is that what it is?
An office space with 2 birth suites.
Describe a birth suite to me.
A birth suite is kind of like a master bedroom. I tell people it has a bed and shower or tub, toilet, sink, a space for them to birth in.
You've had this facility for 1 year. Prior to that, where were you?
I was only doing home birth. I've been licensed for 6 years now as a midwife by the medical board, and I was prior to that just doing.
Okay, so you were doing home birth.
Yeah.
For how long?
Total of 6 years now.
And what training did you have for that?
I have to go through schooling.
What schooling?
Midwifery school.
Okay, tell me where you went to school.
National College of Midwifery.
And how long a program is it?
It took me 3 years.
Was that post-college or post-high school?
Post both. I had attended some of my classes at our community college, basic, regular academic history, English, math, those types of
So
things.
you have an associate's degree?
Yes.
You have an associate's degree, and in addition to your associate's degree, you have 3 years' worth of training
Yes.
before you became a midwife.
Yes, then we have to sit for our medical boards.
And is that a one-day test with the medical board?
Yes.
How much do you charge for your service?
To birth at the birth center is $5,500.
And Miss Leos gave you that
Your Honor.
and signed a contract with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can I see a copy of the contract?
This is her
Miss
signed,
Leos, do you have a copy of the contract?
signed contract and a blank one as well.
I don't want a blank
Okay.
one, just a signed one. So it's clear from this contract that was signed by you that you were retaining primarily Miss Alex's services, not just of the birthing center, but her services, and that the only reason that you would not be available is if you were at another center. The contract remains in effect if I'm unable to attend your birth due to being in attendance at another client's labor, okay? Now, you went into labor when? What date?
June 22nd.
And you had already paid her the $5,500.
Correct.
And you were, in fact, at another client's birth on the 22nd?
Yes, Your Honor.
At a hospital.
No, it started at home. I was at home with her originally, then we transferred to the hospital.
On what date did you start that labor?
June 22nd.
What time?
I can look that up if you'd like. I hadn't opened her chart.
Because that's what your lawsuit is about. Ms. Leos, you want your money back because the defendant wasn't there.
Yeah, I paid her for some services that she did not provide.
That she wasn't there.
Yeah, she wasn't there at all.
Okay, what time?
I was with the other client at 4:54 in the morning
4:54
on the
a.m.
on the June 21st.
on the 21st. And what time did you leave that client?
Because she checked into the hospital, I don't have time of that, but I do know what time I arrived.
Well, you couldn't deliver the baby in the hospital.
No, ma'am.
So when she went to the hospital, you were no longer unavailable because you were assisting with another delivery.
Yes, Your
So
Honor.
what I'm asking you is, what time was she transferred to the hospital?
We went there probably around 7 p.m. We were down the hill, so then I came up.
Just a second. You got there at 4:54 a.m. to her house.
Yes.
And you stayed at her house with her until 7 p.m.? Is that what
Yes.
you're telling me? Let's think about it. 4:54 a.m., and you stayed with the client at her house until 7 p.m.
Yes.
How was she transported to the hospital?
By her husband.
At 7 p.m. Well, that would be on the 21st.
That was on the 22nd.
No.
Sorry, I wasn't. Let me look at my dates and times.
Let's get it very clear,
Okay.
because that wouldn't make sense to me, that you started out at 4:54 a.m. on the 21st, and you didn't take her to the hospital, or her husband didn't take her to the hospital and relieve you until 7 p.m. on the 22nd.